that I gave you inside the PDF that I sent. This is just a quick example of how we can combine resistors in a circuit. So let's take a look at the first image here. They ask us to find the voltage across the current source using the circuits here. And they also want us to calculate the voltage using Ohm's law. All right, so I don't know about you, this looks kind of hard. I couldn't do this without combining these resistors down. So what we're going to have to do is combine all of these resistors down until there's only one left. And let's kind of look at how we're going to break this down. So we see here that these two are on the same wire. So these will be in series. So we call this R series 1. So from the concept page, we're going to say that since they're in series, we can add them together. So R4 and R5, we'll add those resistors together, and this will give us 10. So 4 plus 6 will give us 10. Okay. So now that we have this RS1, we see that here and there, these two are on a separate wire, but they're across from each other. So these are in parallel. So we can go and combine those, and we'll use our special little law that we had, R parallel, where there's only two. So we'll say RS1 times R6 over RS1 plus R6. So RS1 was 10. R6 is 2.5. We'll go and add those two together. This will give us 25 over 12.5, which is 2. So this will be equal to 2. Okay. Now, can someone from the chat tell me what the next move is going to be? Kind of, what do we think these the next step in simplifying this will look like? Yeah, we got a suggestion to add them in series, and that's right. Yeah, so we can see that this resistor, this resistor, this resistor, and this one here, all three of these are on the same wire, so we can add all those together. So we'll say all of those are in series. So our series will be R3 plus R parallel 1 plus R7 plus R8. 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2. And that'll give us 8. Okay. And now that we've got this new R series here, we'll see that these two are in parallel now. They're on separate wires. And a lot of people wonder, or they mix up series and parallel. A good indication that they're in parallel is going to be that there's a little junction between here. So if you see a place where two wires meet, it can help you identify that it's a parallel. So we see that these two are in parallel. We'll use that R parallel again. That was resistor 2. So R2 times R series 2 over R2 plus R series 2. And that was 8 plus 8. Oh, made a mistake. 8 times 8 over 8 plus 8. 64 over 16, which will give us 4.
Those junctions are also called nodes, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can call them junctions, nodes, whatever you like. So a junction is a node, but a node isn't a junction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last step we see, of course, that these two are in series. So we'll add those together. This was R1. And that is, from up here, was equal to 6. So we'll just add those two together. So R1 plus R parallel 2. So 6 plus 4 will give us 10. So there we have it. We have now one source and one resistor. And if we were to do our Ohm's law, so V is equal to IR, we can say from up here, I is equal to 20. So we know the current traveling through here is going to be 20 amps. So we know 20 amps, and we know our resistor value. It's 10 ohms, and this will give us a value of 200 volts. And this is our voltage. Okay. And now you say, well, that's the voltage across this resistor, right? Because we use that resistance value. But it's also the same voltages across the source. Because they're connected on this same wire here, the voltage is the same along a wire until it reaches an element. And that's kind of more of a topic we're going to discuss later on, I think in the next SI session. But essentially, for right now, know that that voltage and that voltage across from each other are going to be the same value. Okay, so that's more of just an exercise of recognizing different shapes and combining them down. Yeah. Okay, does anyone have any questions about this before we move on to the next couple problems?